What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of FTB Inventions. Oh yeah, guys. So last episode, we started working on our building over here. Well, I did this off camera, really. I just added in these carpenter's blocks. I want to get your guys' feedback on this before I decided to commit to it. Yeah, and what you guys said in the comments sounds like you really liked it, so that's pretty awesome. I'll be working on the block layout for this sometime soon. We might go with something a little bit brighter than that block material that we've used over here, the brownish stuff. So we might go maybe a black and white or like a gray and white, something a little bit brighter anyway. So anyway, guys, what I wanted to work on today, is I would like to start working towards a Matter Fabricator. Yeah, from TechReborn. So we kind of looked at that before. That's the machine that you can make. This guy right here looks really crazy. The crafting recipe looks really scary. So this is a machine that you can make that creates the little UU matter balls, right? So I want to start working towards this machine. I don't know if we'll be able to get to it today, but what I have done off camera though, is I have, been upgrading our machines even more. I've added some energy storage upgrades. I've added a bunch of the overclocker upgrades to every single one of these. I believe they all have 18 of the overclocker and 8 in the energy storage, and every single one of them, okay, maybe not this one, I lied, I'm a liar, but the compressor, yeah, that's fine. So I've been getting all these things upgraded. I've been adding patterns into all of these so we can do like carbon plates, and we can do advanced alloys, and I guess that one doesn't have anything yet. All these different plates. We needed the bronze plate for the mixed metal ingot that gets compressed into the advanced alloy. Yep, we got a lot of these things going on over here, trying to get prepared so we can auto-craft some stuff. Right now, we're at the point where we can auto-craft the advanced machine frame. I got 4 of them right here, but let's make another one because it's fun to do. Yeah, we have all the stuff that, we have all the stuff ready to go for the auto-crafting to make advanced machine frames, so that's pretty cool. I was looking at this Matter Fabricator. And there is a lot of stuff in here that we need to be auto-crafted, like these highly advanced machine blocks require these advanced machine frames and titanium plates and chrome plates. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff here. In fact, I think the chrome plates and all of this is going to take time before we can get to it because, we need a blast furnace set up for like the chrome dust. And I think the chrome comes from, I guess it was a ruby. I was going to say redstone. Yeah, there's a lot of things to look at here, but anyway, I want to work towards getting this Matter Fabricator. That's our goal going forward. Anyway, so one of the things I saw, like for this energy flow circuit, for instance, we need this tungsten plate. This is something that I'm interested in working on right away. So in order to do that, we need tungsten ingots in a metal former, and that'll make the tungsten plate seem simple enough. To get the tungsten ingot, though, we need this tungsten ore, is what it looks like. Or tungsten ore, and we can, I guess, macerate that into the dust or whatever. How do we get the dust? Let's see. So we can do ground tungsten ore plus quick lime. I don't think that is the correct one. Is there? Oh, that's impure tungsten. Okay. Do we have a regular? Okay, so here's this one. So the tungsten ore turns into 2 of these. Let's take a look. Anything else? If we have the tiny or the small piles, is there a way we can get those? From endstone dust, looks like that's a way. So we'd also, I guess endstone or the tungsten ore is what we want. Now it seems to me that we get that stuff from the end. Obviously we get the endstone from the end, but I think the tungsten ore spawns in the end. It's been a while since we've been there. Yeah, I can't remember everything there is to know about the end in this mod pack. We went there, we fought the dragon, I do believe, right? No, that's not it. It's right here at the waypoint. Let's head over to the end real quick and kind of see what we got as far as ores around there. Oop, don't look at the Enderman. All right, do we have like ores in the island here? Looks like we have something right here. Is this what we're looking for? Tungsten ore, cool. Oh, and that mines rather quickly. All right, so it looks like I'm gonna have to go around and try and collect all these different ores. We have Sodalite ore, which I do believe is something that we need. Maybe not right away, but we are going to need it. So I guess what I need to do is kind of cruise around the end here, try and collect as many of these ores as possible, and then we should look at getting them processed. I'm going to have to figure out if there is a way that we can get this stuff automatically created so we don't have to come to the end and manually harvest this stuff. Yeah, I seem to remember in FTB Ultimate, which this version of TechReborn is based on the version of GregTech that was in that particular mod pack. I seem to remember in that mod pack, there were like meteors or different islands around. So when you ran out of the ores here, you could kind of fly out a little bit and get some more of them. Yeah, then they would keep spawning. I don't remember seeing that there were any meteors or anything like that. So there's got to be a way that we can create this stuff a little bit later. Maybe through UU Matter, we'll be able to make it. I'll have to double check and see all the things that there is to know about this. But anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and collect this stuff and see how interesting this is going to be. Yeah, let me get a bunch of this stuff collected and we'll be back, guys. Alright guys, well I just got back from the nether and this is our haul so far. So we got almost 2 stacks of the tungsten, we got about 1.5 stacks of the sodalite, and 28 Sodalite ores. I seem to remember these were important previously. I remember collecting these and looking for them in FTB Ultimate, but I couldn't remember why. I didn't really question it at the time, but yeah, I came back here and I was looking at the uses for these things and that just turns into shiny metal, which I guess is cool if you're hard up for shiny. That would definitely be a way to collect it. Once you get to the end, you have access to that, so that's kind of cool. The Sodalite Ore, yeah, this stuff I remember being important too, and I can't remember why. I think this was used to make some kind of cells or whatever from maybe the fusion reactor in the older GregTech. I was just looking at the uses on these, and it turns into the Sodalite dust, or you can also turn it into like lazurite and lapis dust and yeah, this stuff. But I was looking at the uses for sodalite and it doesn't show in NEI any uses for this. So maybe there is a recipe that just doesn't show up in NEI. I don't know. So anyway, I collected this stuff. It was really easy to see. And then also the tungsten, which we've seen the uses for this already. This can be turned into the tungsten ingots or to dust or whatever. And then yeah, we can smelt that and then turn that into the plates or whatever. So also I was wondering how we're going to get that stuff, how we're going to automate these different ores. It turns out the recipe for tungsten, yeah, you can get that from the laser drill, MFR laser drill. You can get that with the black laser focus. The sodalite ore, same thing, except you'd have to use a blue laser focus. You have 3% chance to get that. And this sheldonite ore, there is no way to get it. It's only spawned in the end. And once you use it, it's gone. As far as I can tell. I don't think it would show up on the NEI and how to get it from the laser drill if you could get it that way, right? So I think setting up the laser drill is something we're going to have to do in the future, probably pretty soon, because I think another thing that we're going to need is ruby ores, right? We saw there was a way we could process rubies to get stuff. Was it through the industrial grinder? I can't remember. We needed that for something that is going to be going into this, I do believe. But anyway, we do have the stuff ready to go for these tungsten plates. So we should look at the best way to get the tungsten, which looks like maybe just the ore plus rich slag will give us 3. Is there a better way? The ore plus the cinnabar gives us 4. That seems like the best way, but then we have to find out how to get cinnabar. You get 25% chance by pulverizing redstone or 5% from gold. Looks like if we had cinnabar ore from TechReborn, we can infuse it with some jelly cryothium to get this. Well, that's a good way, I guess. So maybe when we get the laser drill, the mining drill, whatever set up and we're getting redstone, we can get that. We can process that stuff into cinnabar. But for right now, I don't think that's going to be the best way to do it. Probably we'll just grind it up and just smelt it and get 2 dust out of every single one. And with the 10% chance, that might be our best option at this point. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get the auto crafting set up for this. And we'll look at, let's see, what else do we need for here? Oh, we're going to need iridium plates. That's another thing. So how do we get iridium plates? We need iridium ingots from TechReborn, which comes from a block of iridium. Okay, so we need a block of iridium. I think there's other ways to get iridium. Let me go ahead and go through NEI and figure out what we need to do to proceed, and we'll be right back, guys. Alright guys, well I've taken some time. I've kind of gone through NEI here, looking for what we need to do to make this Matter Fabricator. Yeah, so I got some auto crafting set up. I have everything set up to make these, the teleporters here, so we can go ahead and auto craft that. The Lapatronic Energy Orb, all of this is set up except for this Iridium reinforced plate, We still kind of got to figure out what we're going to be doing as far as this goes, but it looks like we can make that with the Iridium Alloy Ingot. Yeah, how do we make that? Iridium Alloy, Advanced Alloy, and Diamond Dust. Okay, so all this stuff we can pretty much do. We have collected a little bit of Iridium Ore from our quarry. It looked like I already macerated or pulverized some of that Iridium down into dust. We had some of that in our system too, but we don't have any of this stuff set up. So we're going to have to look at making an implosion compressor here pretty soon. Other things I was looking at, these highly advanced machine blocks. Yeah, the chrome plate and the titanium plate. So the titanium plate, or I guess the titanium ingots, are things that we've already done in the past. It's how we were able to get our quarry, right? We had to make these tiny piles of titanium dust, which comes from bauxite ore from TechReborn and the industrial grinder, which is right in front of us. Yeah, but unfortunately, the industrial grinder is supposed to use this machine casing section right here. We have this other layer on top for our industrial blast furnace, which says this thing is now missing the multi-block structure. It does not work this way. So what we need to do is finally set up another one of these machine casings specifically for the industrial blast furnace. So both of these items can work. And we'll have to set up some auto crafting for the industrial grinder. Now I do have these machine casings, the standard and the reinforced, all in auto craft. So let's go ahead and start getting this done. The reinforced machine casings, yeah, we can, I think we needed 34 of those. So that's a lot of stuff that we're going to need for all of this. We're making mixed metal ingots into the advanced alloys. Yeah, we're making a lot of these different things, basic machine casings and advanced circuits and refined iron plates. Do it. So this is going to take a minute. Why is it still crafting this? I don't know. Cancel that one. I did have that craft up an energy crystal before, and it did craft it, so I don't know why that was still showing that it was crafting in the system. That might be something I'm gonna have to fix a little bit later, figure out why that was going on like that. But yeah, this is gonna take a minute for all this stuff to process. It's probably gonna make a bunch of the refined iron, I would imagine. Yeah, it's doing that right here. All right, anyway, so we'll let that thing go. The next thing we can work on right now, let's go ahead and remove some of this machine casing here. Yeah, that will get our industrial grinder working once again. Then we're going to have to do something with the industrial blast furnace so we can grab... Where's my wrench? Right here. Electric wrench. All right. So all of this is going to go... In fact, well, I might leave that cable there. That cable might end up being used for another industrial grinder or something along those lines. But we are going to need to get ourselves an ME interface. Let's go ahead and make one of these. I think we should be able to auto-craft that while the other stuff is going, so that's cool. So we have that going. Now, I also saw that the, well, I don't know, that the industrial grinder has the same slots on the side as like the IC2 machine. So I don't know if all the upgrades work. I haven't tried this yet, so we could try pulling some of these out and just see if we can stick them in here. No, those do not go in there. That does not go in there, and this does not go in there at all. Okay, so I remember... yeah, I'm pretty sure in FTB Ultimate with the older GregTech that these machines worked a lot like the IC2 machines where you could put the upgrades in, and then there was a change where you had to like shift right click the overclockers on these, and then you could overclock them. I think there was a lot of like upgrades you could do like that. Let's try shift right clicking one of these on there, see if we can speed it up at all. No, shift right clicking that on there, just trying to drop it in there. Doesn't look like you can put these upgrades in this machine at all. Okay, so that's good to know. So it's not quite like the GregTech I remember, but mostly. All right, so it doesn't look like we'll be able to speed this up. So we'll just go ahead and stick an ME interface on here. I don't know how we can get this machine to automatically eject to the top. Maybe there is TechReborn specific upgrades. I haven't looked yet, but what we need to do is make ourselves a pattern that's going to tell that machine that one bauxite. Oh, we need to go over. We need to go over here. One bauxite ore. And this needs to be on this one. It's going to turn into 4 tiny piles. Let's actually just do that right now. So that should cook up. I do believe everything should be good. This doesn't say it's missing the multi-block. Did that need something else? I feel like there might be something else in here. Tiny pile. All right, let's just look for titanium It's small. Oh, it's small pile, not tiny pile. Okay, so a small pile of titanium. Oh, it needs water. That's what it is. Okay, so we can also use one of our tesseracts. Did it have any more in here? No, I might have to make more tesseracts. All right. We'll have to put a tesseract on this machine to feed this thing water. That's what it's missing right now. I guess I can just put my bucket of water in there and that should start processing. But yeah, so we'll have this thing completely full of water and then we'll tell it that yeah, one bauxite will equal those 4 tiny piles, and then we should be able to start this auto crafting process. I don't think we're ever going to need this other stuff, so that won't matter. Just going to put that away like that. And back over here, we'll put the pattern in here, and I'll just have to run the cable over. Cool. Well, let me get a few more things together. I'm going to make some more tesseracts so we can feed this thing water. Yep, and we'll be right back, guys. You know, guys, I thought that our power supply that we had set up out there was pretty good in that we were going to be keeping power for a while. Yeah. Our capacitor bank completely emptied. Yeah, I set up both the industrial blast furnace over here and our industrial grinder to be automated. So I have an import bus on the side that'll extract the stuff from the industrial grinder once it processes the bauxite ore into the 4 small piles of titanium dust and the other such items that we get out of there. Okay, and then over here on our industrial blast furnace, same thing. We have an import bus on here. Since there is no way to have this thing automatically eject that I can tell, we have to put the import bus on the side. And then on the top here, I have a pattern that's turning 1 titanium dust into 1 titanium ingot. Yeah, and then over here in the AE system, we have another pattern, just a normal crafting pattern that turns the small piles into the titanium dust. And you can see all these different, you can see all these different crafting patterns that I've set up right now for all the industrial craft and TechReborn stuff over here. So in the process of it doing all of this stuff, yeah, that's drained our entire power supply. We can't keep up. We are using well over 3,000 RF per tick just by doing, I guess, the industrial blast furnace. Yeah, that's kind of a problem. I mean, it's keeping up here, but it's drained all of our additional power. So I can only imagine this is eventually going to click down and we won't have enough power to run this thing. Let's head out here. Let's take a look. So all of these machines, they are, yeah, they're going full blast. They have the blaze powder. They have the essence. Just checking for creepers. And yeah, we are just not able to keep up. So we'd have to add in more dynamos, which is fine. We could totally add in, you know, 10 more on this side, 10 more on this side, make it all symmetrical and just connect a few more conduits underneath. Yeah, we can totally do that. That's the thing that we should be able to do pretty easily, actually. I keep hearing a skeleton. Get out of that portal. You're not going to the mining world, guy. So that might be something I'm going to have to work on here. If we can't keep up with the power, yeah, that's definitely a problem. How are we doing over here on the blaze powder? Okay, we're doing fine still. Cool. All right, so we have this pretty much automated now. The only other thing we need to do is make the titanium plates. Did I set up a pattern over here? I can't remember. I've taken a break letting some of this stuff process. No, I never did that. So we can go ahead and do that together. So we just need to do a processing pattern. Yeah, so the titanium ingot goes here, and then we need a titanium plate. And we will just pull one right, click and drag, pull one right from here, and then just got to right click that all the way down. So 1 equals 1, not 1 equals 64. And almost there, and there we go. Cool, so we can do that, and we'll stick that over here in the compressor. No, not the compressor. We need the metal former rolling. There we go. So now we can say make a titanium plate. Boom. So that is now done. Cool. So the Matter Fabricator, this thing for the highly advanced machine block. So we have this done and we have this done. We now need to work on the chrome plates. Yeah, this is gonna start getting quite expensive. So I was looking, quite expensive on the power is what I'm trying to say. I was looking at how to do this. So the chrome dust looks like we need to put this through the industrial blast furnace. It has to have a heat requirement of 1700, but the way that we have our industrial blast furnace set up right now with the reinforced has like 2200. So we meet this requirement. It's just going to take the time to process, But the way you get the small piles, hold on, let me look at my notes here because I had to go through a whole lot of stuff. No, I think we just go for the chrome dust. So the recipes for that. So we have the centrifuge recipe where we can do some nichrome dust. But I think there was another way. Yeah, and the industrial electrolyzer. This is the way we're going to do it. So 6 ruby dust through the industrial electrolyzer. It takes 140 ticks to process. So about 7 seconds. Yeah, and we'll get 2 aluminum, 1 compressed air cell. We have to put an empty cell here. And then we'll also get a chrome dust. So this is probably the way we're going to do this. And the ruby dust we can get just by macerating rubies. So that's not so bad. But beyond that, looks like we can also get the ruby dust by centrifuging 10 redstone. That'll also give us mercury, it looks like, silicon, pyrite. So there's a few things in the future if we need a lot more of the chrome. But we do have rubies, and the rubies are exchange energy. So I don't know if we're going to have to deal with all of that stuff or not, but we can go ahead. Well, let's see here. I'm getting ahead of myself. So we wanted to make the chrome, right? So that, back, this one. So we need to set up the industrial electrolyzer. This is what we need to do. So to make one of these machines, oh man. So we need steel plates, the extractor, the electrolyzer, the magnetizer. Yep. All right. So let me go ahead and get some more crafting done. I'm going to make one of these machines. We'll set it up probably over here, or maybe between the two, or we'll figure out a spot for that. And we'll be back, guys. All right, guys. Well, I've added in our industrial electrolyzer over here. I have these things, or I have this particular machine on auto craft. So if ever we do something, we break it, we can always just craft another one of them again. Not a big deal. Yeah, there's like a bunch of machines that goes into this one, and I don't ever want to have to craft this by hand. So anyway, we have this set up here, and I have a pattern on top set for 6 ruby dust equals 1 chrome dust. And then over here in our macerator, I have a pattern back here, which turns 1 ruby into 1 ruby dust, right? So we can do these on the fly. And then I just made a whole bunch of rubies out of our exchange energy over there. So we have plenty of this stuff. Yeah, we're not going to really worry about having to get this stuff in through the, I guess, the mining laser or whatever, mining drill, until a little bit later. Yeah, I haven't added anything new to our power supply. We're just barely getting any more here. But anyway, I wanted to see if we could do a chrome dust together. So let's try and make our very first chrome dust. So let's send some rubies over to our macerator, which should send them over here. So now we got ruby dust in here. Oh, you know what? This also requires... Oh, I forgot. I believe that also required an empty cell, didn't it? Okay, well, let's see how we can do that. If we take this pattern back out, and take this back out, let's do cell. Are these the empty cells? Yeah. All right, so let's put this pattern right here. And if we put one right like that, will that work if we say 1 empty cell and 6 ruby dust? I don't know if that's going to work. But we can go over here and give it a try. So we do chrome. Otherwise, I might have to put an export bus for that thing. No, that is doing the wrong thing, I believe. I don't know if that's going to work. Maybe oh, that's fine. Okay, so it doesn't matter which slot it goes in. Let's try that again, just to make sure. Yeah, look at that. Okay, so the ruby can go here and then the empty cell here. And it looks like that processes just fine. And it all gets sucked back into the system. Cool, so now we have chrome dust. All right, so the next step is we need to turn that into the chrome ingots. So it's going to take one of those back over here. We'll make a processing pattern for this. So 1 chrome dust will equal 1 chrome ingot. Again, I have to do the whole spam right click kind of a thing to get this all the way back down. There we go. All right, so now we have that set up, so we can come over here to our blast furnace, stick that right in there, and now we should be able to tell our system to make that. Then finally, we'll have to make another one over here on the metal former, this particular one, our rolling one, to tell that to turn it into a chrome plate. Looks like we're running out of space here for patterns. I do believe I can put another one of these interfaces on top. Yeah, and it'll still push the items into the machine, and it'll still, when it's done processing because of this ejector, it'll still eject it to the back, so we can double the amount of stuff going into this particular machine. Or we could add in, you know, additional metal formers. It doesn't really matter at this point. But anyway, let me make a few more patterns here. Let me try and get some of this stuff going, and we'll be back. All right, guys. Well, I got most of the auto crafting set up for the chrome now. And as you can see right now, we are using 7,100 RF per tick. Yeah, that is through our industrial blast furnace here, turning the chrome dust into the chrome ingots. I even came out here and I added in 3 times the amount of the reactant dynamos. We now have 30 instead of 10. And yeah, even still, we're not making a lot, are we? 320 RF per tick per one of these things. So we're making like over 9,000 RF. Over 9,000! Yeah, we're making over 9,000 RF per tick. And that's still not enough when we're converting that RF to EU. So maybe what we should be doing is investing in the solar panels, the ultimate hybrid solar panels and such things like that. That might be what we're going to have to do in the future. While we can convert our RF to EU, doing things like this that require a lot of EU, yeah, it is way more than what we're making right now. So that's definitely something we should look at in the future. I even went over to our spawner area and I stole our resonant energy cell frame, or resonant energy cell, and dumped all the 80 million RF from that into here, and that brought up our power a little bit. But yeah, we are still using it, and we're gonna be out here pretty soon. It's not good. I'm definitely gonna have to sit around and wait for our power to come back up for all this stuff to finish. But we don't got time for that today, guys. We are reached the end of today's episode. Yeah, guys, lots of tech stuff going on. That's what this mod pack is all about. Checking out TechReborn, checking out all the IC2 stuff, you know, doing all the fun tech-related things that I so enjoy. But yeah, guys, that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Remember, leave a like on this episode if you liked it, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.